So if you guys want to get the deal on what's going on in Toronto and see what's not being covered by the mainstream media, this is a good place to start. These guys have a film coming out this June. Actually, it's going to be July 1st. It comes out on Canada Day. I don't know how many of you guys have heard about the idea of a North American Union where they're talking about merging Canada with the United States and Mexico, following the idea of the European Union, where now they basically took all the countries in Europe, put them together. Now it's much easier to control because it's all consolidated. So the same type of idea, they're looking to extend that here to North America and merge us with Mexico and the United States. This is what's been going on since the 80s with the free trade and CAFTA and NAFTA. They've been selling our water to the States. I mean, in the case of a national emergency, the Americans have access to our water and our energy before we do. How messed up is that? So we can thank our Canadian government for that. So basically, their film that's coming out, it's called United We Fall. United we will fall if we just kind of sit by and not really do anything. We got to make sure these people are really in office representing us, the people. So this film is pretty all-encompassing when it comes to the North American Union, the SPP, the Security and Prosperity Partnership, all the various different mechanisms that have been put in place to make it easier to control us. If you want to check out the film, United We Fall, we've got tickets over here. The filmmakers, Bryan Law and Dan Dix. Please give a warm welcome to Dan Dix and Bryan Law from pressfortruth.ca.
All right, thanks guys. First off, I just want to thank Patrick White from Conspiracy Culture for giving us the opportunity to speak with you guys today on such an awesome day. You know, it's always a great day when we can exercise our freedoms and just our basic rights, where we could start to lose more of these types of freedoms under something that is referred to as the North American Union, which is the merging together of Canada, US, and Mexico into a union very similar to the European Union. So myself and my friend Brian here have been working very hard for the last 2 years on a documentary film which delves deep into this particular issue. We've interviewed and spoken with a lot of the major players, members of the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, but we've also spoken with a lot of journalists and activists who have really been at the forefront of this fight, fighting for the rights for Canadians, you know, so that we can remain a sovereign nation and that we can govern ourselves under our own laws and we don't have to merge with the Americans. So sovereignty is the key to maintaining our freedoms at this point.
Thank you very much, Dan. And I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bryan Law. I'm the director of the film United We Fall. I'd like to open with a quote that is one of my favorite quotes by former Prime Minister John Diefenbaker. And it says, "I am a Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship in my own way, free to stand for what I think is right, and free to oppose what I think is wrong. And I am free to choose those who govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge to uphold for myself and all of mankind." Now, this is in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This has to do with sovereignty. You vote somebody in, you get to elect a person that's going to be writing the laws in your country, not the other way around, not a global community where you get no say in the matter. We're being sold the idea by the mainstream media, a neatly little packaged idea that, you know, the only solution to the chaos of a sovereign world is to unite together under global regulations and global rules. And we're seeing that with the economic meltdown. We're seeing that with environmental rules, that we need global rules for everything. Well, how do you have a rule that makes sense in India or in South America that will make sense in Canada? And how do you fight back against if you don't like those rules? How do you vote somebody in if it's now a law that your country has to obey or it gets sanctioned? I mean, the idea of globalization is somewhat failing.
Word of mouth. We're here at the Freedom Festival, and we got the Press for Truth reporter here, Dan Dix. How have things gone here at the Freedom Fest?
Today it went very well. As many people already know, Freedom Fest is huge. I believe last year they saw 30,000 people. So they're trying to expand the concept of freedom into other areas than just marijuana legalization. So they gave Patrick White of conspiracyculture.com a full hour. So he booked a bunch of guest speakers. He was kind enough to book myself as a speaker to promote the new film. So that was awesome, and I think it went very well.
Awesome, and yeah, you mentioned the new film. For the listeners, what is the new film you've been working on? What's it all about?
New film's called United We Fall. It is about an idea of a North American Union where Canada is joining together with America and Mexico. We interviewed a lot of the major players who are involved in this agenda, members of the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, and we did also speak with a lot of activists and journalists who are really at the forefront of this issue. So that's what it is. We delve deep into the idea of a North American Union and we focus on that, and then we get into the bigger picture and the bigger idea of a global government and a one world government, and how the NAU is just another step towards that.
For real, and I got to speak with Dan Dix at Freedom Fest, and he was mentioning something about a movie screening. Do you have any details on this?
Yeah, our film United We Fall is going to be premiering at the BLOOR CINEMA on June 18th at 7 p.m. You can get tickets at pressfortruth.ca, conspiracyculture.com. If you want more information on different ways to purchase tickets, you can purchase them by Visa, MasterCard, over the phone, through PayPal, on the internet, in person at conspiracyculture.com, or in the store at Conspiracy Culture at 1696 Queen Street West in Toronto. You can also purchase them at the door on the day, and tickets are going to be $10 a piece. We're throwing special events from here until June 18th. Some of them are going to be taking place at Conspiracy Culture. Some of them are going to be taking place at Sydney White's propaganda class. And
could you talk about the United We Fall screening? Just give some details for the listeners.
Yeah, for sure. We're having an exclusive premiere screening at the BLOOR CINEMA in Toronto on Friday, June 18th. We will have tickets available to be purchased online. You can get them at pressfortruth.ca or conspiracyculture.com. Tickets will also be available at the door. So yeah, we hope to see everyone come out. It's if you want to see the film on the big screen 2 weeks before the rest of the world gets to see it, come on out to the BLOOR CINEMA on Friday, June 18th.
7 p.m. at the BLOOR CINEMA on June 18th, 2010 is going to be the worldwide premiere of United We Fall. So if you're available, tune into it, because it's going to be the first screening and people are going to get a chance to see it on the big screen. There's going to be a question and answer period after the fact, and Richard Syrett from the Conspiracy Show AM 740 is going to be hosting the event as well.
Great, yeah, and thanks for talking with us, Bryan Law.
Magazine of the screen. Foreign trade is the key to prosperity. Free trade will bring on a Great Depression.
Psychological operations.
It is the merger of the United States, Mexico, and Canada into one super country.
What's needed now is a North American idea for all three.
There are clear economic benefits from having a common currency.
It's going to be one further step along the road to one world government.
Our country is being defined and shaped by corporations.
Canadians are saying no to the North American Union and yes to Canada's sovereignty.
The Europeans have thrown sovereignty out the window.
Maybe national sovereignty is not such a good thing. I've got news for them. They are already on a database.
The moment that power gets diverted into fewer hands, you got to be concerned.